Hey guys, how's it going? This is Autobot JCB here again for a brand new How to Transform video. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to transform the 2005 Transformer Cybertron Evac. As you can see here, Evac's vehicle mode is modeled after a rescue helicopter. You can see that he's got rescue stamped right there on the side of him. I believe this is actually the type of helicopter that they would use for swift water rescue and open water rescue in emergency situations. So a little bit of backstory for Evac. As you can see here, he actually comes with a blue Cyberplanet key. But you'll notice that his key is actually gold. That is because he is the guardian, not so much a leader, but he is the guardian of the planet Earth, which is why he has the gold Earth Cyberplanet key. And if you turn the key over, you will notice that once again you have a cyber key code, and this code is V49U. And like I've stated in my other videos, you could actually take that code over to the Transformers website, and when you typed it in, it would give you access to character information, different abilities. I believe it would also give you like a little bit of the history of that character. But anyway, what I like about Evac is the fact that he is really good friends with the Autobot Crosswise. If you want to go check out my Crosswise video, it is actually in my playlist. Now, Crosswise and Evac are also known as the Monster Hunters, and there's actually an episode of Transformers Cybertron where you see this huge chamber filled with these stasis pods that Evac and Crosswise have accumulated over years and years and years of protecting the Earth. And if I remember correctly, two of the characters that were actually in those pods were Lugnuts and Thunderblast. I have to admit, the first time I saw that episode, I was blown away at how many pods were actually there. I did think it was unfortunate that Starscream was able to brainwash all those guys and say, "Hey, follow me." Because honestly, I think it would have been pretty cool to watch Optimus just gain an instant army, because I don't think Megatron would have stood a chance at that point. But anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and go over a couple of features that Evac has while he's in his vehicle mode, and then we will get on to transformation. So we're going to go ahead and bring Evac in for a close-up. And like I said, Evac's vehicle mode is based off of an emergency rescue helicopter. And what I like is that he has landing gear that will actually go up and down. You'll also notice that there is a trigger right here, and if you press on it, it will actually make the prop of his helicopter mode spin. Honestly, I like how smooth the mechanism in this particular one is over the Transformers Armada Cyclonus design, because on Armada Cyclonus, you actually had to pull a trigger that was mounted back here on the tail, and it would sound like it was grinding inside the mechanism, or whatever you want to call it. So honestly, I think that this one is a lot smoother. Unfortunately, it does kind of teeter a little bit. So if you listen when I do that, you'll actually hear it kind of hitting back here, right on top of the cyber key port. That's an unfortunate flaw, but overall, it's still a pretty neat feature. And if you turn him over to the other side, you will notice that he has this hoist that is actually mounted on him, and it can actually turn back and forth. It can turn 360 degrees, but I don't see how much good it would do if you had it facing straight up. If you actually pull on the hook, it will actually extend, I think about maybe 3 inches. And then you'll notice that there's a red button right here, and if you push it, it will make the hook, it'll reel up the hook and store it back into its compartment. And then you can just move it alongside of him, just like that. Now, like I said, he actually has a cyber key port that is on the back of him right here. And you can use this ability when he's in either his vehicle mode or his alt mode. But if you take his cyber key and you insert it, what you will get is 2 flip-out rocket launchers. And these are disguised as the exhaust for his helicopter engine. Now he can use. I like that they gave him this because obviously a rescue helicopter is not going to really have a lot of onboard weapons. So I think it's pretty cool that they actually have that built in. And when they're stored, they just look like the exhaust for his helicopter mode. And then when you take the key out, they just snap right back into position, and you're ready to go. All right, guys. Well, here comes the fun part, because now we're going to get on to transforming him. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take the landing gear, and we're going to flip it up just like that. And then we're going to come up here, and we're going to pull off the prop and fold up the helicopter blades, because this will actually be Evac's weapon. So we'll be using this later, so we're just going to set it off to the side. So now Evac can't fly. All right, so this next part, you'll notice that there is a seam right here that goes along here and then comes up along here. It's on both sides. In order to do this, I usually do it when I have my thumb on the hook right here. And what you kind of have to do is you kind of have to wiggle it off, and it will actually pop off after a little persuasion. Now, one thing you need to watch out for when you bring this section down, what you'll probably want to do first is actually flip up these wheels right here, because if you try to this piece right here actually rotates, and if you try to rotate it when these are down, you will snap them off. I did it on an older figure that I had a few years ago. So we'll go ahead and we'll flip this down, and we'll flip this out, and then we'll turn that around. And now, once you have all that done, then you can bring the wheels back down, and then you don't have to worry about it. The next thing we'll do is we're going to go ahead and you'll see this seam right here. We're going to go ahead and split this apart just like this. We're going to pull it down because it'll pull down just a little bit to reveal a little bit of a longer leg. And then we'll turn it. So pull and turn. Then we'll come down here and we'll flip open this piece right here. Flip that back just like that. And flip that out. And flip that out just like that. And there we have Evac's legs already set to go. Pretty easy to do. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to come around to the back here, and we're going to go ahead and split the stabilizer right at the seam, right down the middle. Go ahead and pull that apart. We'll bring this all the way out to the side just like this. Now you'll notice this piece right here is actually attached to the motor. It's kind of tricky, and frankly, it's a little bit of a headache for me. But what you'll do is you'll grab right here and you'll pull up, pull back, fold down halfway, push up, and then fold down the rest of the way and click it into place. And as you do, you'll see that those pins that came out will actually line up with these grooves right here on the stabilizer for the helicopter mode. And in addition to that, it actually made Evac's head pop up out of its compartment. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and separate the arms. Now, there are pins that are actually holding the arms into holding this arm into this piece. So what you need to do is you need to bend down a little bit and then bring it out to the side. So we'll go ahead and do that over there. And then what you'll do is this is his shoulder joint right here. Bring this out about 3/4 of the way, bring his arm back, and then bring it out the rest of the way, and then click it into place and bring it down. I think that the way they did that was a little interesting, that you have to basically move his elbow 180 degrees, or not his elbow, his shoulder about 180 degrees. But hey, you got to make him as compact as possible if you want him to be convincing in vehicle mode. The next thing we'll do is we're going to come right here and we're going to flip this all the way around just like that. And then we're going to turn his arm up. And then right here is actually a little panel. And if you flip this panel open, it will actually reveal his fist. And then you flip his fist out. And then you'll notice that there is a little cross-shaped groove right there. The little cross-shaped indent right here will actually come down, and it will actually hold his wrist in place and make it nice and make that connection look nice and smooth. All right, and now we'll come over here. We're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to bring the arm out part way, bring it back a little bit, bring it out the rest of the way, and click it into place. The next thing we'll do, and this is entirely optional, you don't have to do this if you don't want to, but what I like to do is I like to turn this around to give me a little more clearance with his shoulder. And then we'll turn his arm and we'll bring his shoulder down. And then same thing over here. We're going to go ahead and flip up this panel, flip out his wrist, and snap it closed just like that, and then bring his arm down. There we have Evac transformed. And then the next thing we're going to do is you'll see the port where you took the prop off. We're going to go ahead and put that back in. Now, unfortunately, given where the stabilizer is sitting while he's transformed, you can't really have it spin while it sits like this. So one thing I find is if you turn it like this, and then kind of have your fingers behind it, it does kind of work, but more often than not, it'll catch on your fingers. It's an unfortunate flaw, but hey, it's still a really cool design. And then, like I said, with his rocket launchers, you can activate the rocket launchers while he's in either vehicle mode or assault mode. And then we'll go ahead and insert those. But now they just really fire straight up. So a little bit of a missile barrage similar to Scatter Shot, I suppose. But still, it's a pretty neat touch. All right. Overall, I think that the amount of symmetry and the amount of balance with this figure is actually pretty good. I have to admit, out of all of the characters that I have collected for the honestly, out of the Unicron trilogy, to be perfectly honest with you, this is definitely one of my top 10 favorites. But anyway, guys, so there is the 2005 Transformers Cybertron Evac. If you guys have any other ideas for other Transformers you'd like me to try and do, feel free to comment below. Even hit that like and subscribe button and hit that notification bell. I got a lot more videos coming up, so if you guys have any ideas, throw them out there, let me know, and I will see what I can do to help you out. Until then, bye.